Today we're taking a look at my favorite game, Phantasy Star 2. Well, this is a Sega RPG classic that came out back in March 1989. There is a new official way to play it that I want to share with you, which has really been going under everyone's radar, mine included. We're playing the Mega Drive Mini 2 version, and although this official Sega Mini console came out in 2022, I just recently started up the game on this and noticed a massive change that was not advertised, along with the main changes you might already be familiar with. So, what are they? First off, the running speed. You now walk at what's perhaps more than double the original speed. The game now prompts you to pick an easy mode when you start it. This will double your experience and meseta, the game's currency, but that's just it. It's not really an easy mode, it just keeps the pacing up with the walking speed adjustment, so you definitely want it on, or your required grinding will feel even more old school and hardcore because of your increased walking speed. Now, these changes make Phantasy Star 2 closer to its true direct sequel, which is Phantasy Star 4, the game in the series that most people can actually enjoy nowadays. And I'm saying that as a huge Phantasy Star 3 fan, by the way. Anyways, the changes that are not talked about are mainly two. One is the removal of the red flashes when you get hit. Now the battle screen only gains a slight red tint instead, and you don't have to become epileptic and die. The other change which got me excited enough to replay the game on the Mega Drive Mini 2 here and to make this video is that when you enter a battle, enemies appear instantly. Think about it. In the original game, a late 80s grindy RPG with incredibly complex dungeon layouts. I got over 70 pages of paper here of hand-drawn map. Many children and grown adults lost their minds in these dungeons. You also had to wait for like 3 or 4 seconds for the enemies to fade in with this animation when you start a battle. Now, this stacks up. All this wait time stacks up. Now, with this version, by M2 by the way, they just appear instantly, making the pace of getting in and out of battles more snappy and enjoyable, like in Phantasy Star 4, which might just be the best paced and highest quality JRPG on cartridge, by the way. Fight me. Nowadays, playing old RPGs can feel slow, especially CD or DVD ones actually, like PlayStation or PlayStation 2 ones. There's always a long wait on the fight build-up. I'm talking about that time frame that starts when like you're walking around and you get interrupted by a random encounter, then it goes through a camera pan, then the enemy appears, and finally after a strenuous like 10 seconds or so, you get control of the battle. That's gonna happen hundreds of times too in a single playthrough of any given game of this genre. And then you still have to deal with like slow animation and stuff like that maybe, so it can get old. For Phantasy Star 2, this is a major change and I wanted to highlight it because it's hard to notice it, but on top of all the other quality of life improvements, it might just make you want to try the game like it made me wanna replay it again. They gave you a turbo button. Oh, that's why if you pause and hold B, which is the secret slow motion trick, B is also this turbo button, so it nullifies that. Yeah, I don't want to play with the turbo though. But it's nice, they give you a turbo button, yet the music keeps the same. Man, the quality of this. This game is a beautiful peek into a much older era of video games, and it was a landmark, not only in the genre, because as an RPG it was revolutionary and way ahead of everything else that was being done at the time. But it was also the biggest video game to ever come out at that time, with a whopping 6 megabit cartridge. Now, note that there is a vast ROM hacking scene for this game at romhacking.net. And you can individually find all of these changes as community ROM hacks except for the enemy fade-in removal that I talked about in this video. I'll be playing through the whole game on my live streams now, so tune into those or wait to see if I make another video on this version, because I'm curious to see if they fixed a couple of more of less known but to me still very annoying bugs that are in the original game. In the meantime, watch this video next to find out about 6 major localization changes or omissions about this game. Gotta do the YouTuber thing. I guarantee you didn't know about some of these controversies. Wow, click there. Ciao.